Paula reporting they're all on the same page. Their goal here is to get it to the Supreme Court and that they think they'll prevail. That's your greatest fear?
No, it is not, Aaron. They're whistling to the gallows. You just had one of that conservative majority, John Roberts, throw a brushback pitch at Donald Trump. By a 5-4 majority, this same Supreme Court said he has to be criminally sentenced, and he was, for those 34 felonies here in New York City. And finally, they've already had 2 tests at the Supreme Court. 2 cases have gone up. Guess what Donald Trump's record is? 0-2. They're losing. It hurts. That's why you see Donald Trump lashing out. Just today, they backed down. They said, we're not going to have any more flights. Losing is never good, and it's stimulating political and popular resistance to Donald Trump's autocratic overtures.
Do you share that optimism?
I think Chief Justice Roberts' statement was really compelling and important for some of the reasons that Norm's citing.
When he said, really chastised Trump for talking about impeaching a judge, said follow through the appellate process.
Yeah, so Justice Roberts is an institutionalist. He wants the Supreme Court to have its own constitutional authority. While Trump is something of an anti-institutionalist, but also Justice Roberts is a conservative, and conservatives don't like traditionally judicial rulings to be ignored, therefore safeguarding the rule of law. Now, this is the confrontation that a lot of people do fear because there is this very, very strong sense that Donald Trump believes the Supreme Court's going to side with him, and if they don't, then you might see like a real clash that most of us are very eager to avoid.
Well, and that's the fear. I mean, Michael, to that point, Trump obviously has attacked judges. His administration attacks judges and continues to do so. Elon Musk, the New York Times, says has given the maximum donation to 7 Republicans who've endorsed judicial impeachments or called for action in response to rulings against Trump administration. So you got him putting money behind it. Stephen Miller today was asked about Trump's call to impeach judges that Roberts had chastised him for. Here's what he said.
Is President Trump still calling for the impeachment of Judge Boasberg in this case, despite what Chief Justice Roberts said yesterday?
Of course the president stands by his comments, absolutely, as do we all, as does the entire administration. You cannot have a democracy where single individual district court judges can assume the full total powers of the commander-in-chief.
Okay, so look, rhetoric is rhetoric until, as Andrew points out, it could become reality. But does this concern you?
Look, I'm not certain that there is an interest among House Republicans to move forward with any type of impeachment. I saw Jim Jordan on earlier today talking with Casey Hunt. I think they're more worried about growing the majority on the House side. We have a very slim one currently. I think they're focused on the economy, cost of living, the things that we're starting to hear more from members in their districts sort of complaining about. I don't know if this is an issue they'd want to die on. With that said, looking at it through a political lens, however, when you look at a lot of the recent data, Aaron, that just came out, the president actually has broad support, even among independents, on his handling overall as it pertains to immigration. And so if I were advising the president, I would say, Mr. President, I know the process sucks. We don't like the ruling from the judge. I actually do believe that SCOTUS will rule in his favor. And Roberto Gonzalez was just on recently, the former AG under the Bush administration, and he talked about it. And he said, look, I believe the president has broad constitutional powers as it pertains to removing individuals out of the country who are here illegally. So I want to see where this goes once it gets to this Supreme Court.
Andrew, you referred to a clash, and you weren't using that word rhetorically. I mean, you're literally worried about that.
Yeah, a lot of us are. A lot of independents, by the way, when you poll them, want judicial rulings to hold up. The fear, Aaron, is that this winds up. Yeah, really. But the fear is that this winds up in some version of Andrew Jackson's famous quote from the 19th century, which is the Chief Justice has made his ruling. Now let's see him enforce it. If you get to that point, then you have a constitutional crisis on full display.
And that is the real fear. And Norm, Trump, he's attacked judges. What's interesting in all of this is that he's brought you into it. And because you've been obviously out there tirelessly fighting on this issue, he attacked you recently at the Department of Justice. Here's what he said.
There's a guy named Norm Eisen. I don't even know what he looks like. His name is Norm Eisen of Crew. He's been after me for 9 years. I don't know who he is. I don't know what he looks like. But everything I read is Norm Eisen of Crew. And Crew is a charitable organization. And That's a political thing. His sole life is to get Donald Trump.
It's safe to say you were involved in the impeachment proceedings. He saw you there. He's seen you. He obviously knows who you are, as he said your name and your institution multiple times. So how does that even fit into this? Do you think his attacks on judges help you?
They do. We just won a big case yesterday in federal district court in Maryland where Donald Trump's and Elon Musk's own admissions. The issue in that case is Elon Musk, is he principal officer? Does he have significant responsibility? Donald Trump's admissions that Elon Musk is in charge of Doge and Elon Musk's admissions helped us win that case. That speech that you saw at the Justice Department, he's lashing out, Aaron, because he's losing in these cases, including in front of Republican-appointed judges. He's going to have a hard time at the Supreme Court. There's reporting today that innocent people were included on that deportation. Conservatives stand for the principle our country stands for, that people should have due process before their rights are taken away, that we should have limited government. Donald Trump doesn't like losing. He's going to lose again on the court orders issue. He can't defy court orders. Whatever the underlying substance may be, he's gone too far on this. And that's just another example of sour grapes.
And again, I see how you're saying. I also see your fear. I mean, sure, Michael, from what you understand in Trump, I mean, there are going to be some. I don't know who they'll be. Maybe some.